Hi everyone, it's Nicole Spohr here with my Basket Full of Bunnies card featuring the Spellbinders Large Die of the Month for March 2020 called Basket Full of Bunnies. This is actually a card, I've already created several cards with dies from this, but this one features all of the dies from the Large Die of the Month. I love these. I think they work really well with the other big club kits from Spellbinders this month, so I love that about it. I am starting by embossing some pretty Amethyst Fun Stampers Journey cardstock with the Pretty Plaid embossing folder. I'm a huge fan of the Fun Stampers Journey embossing folders as well as plaid in general, and I thought that the lavender would be the perfect backdrop for this kind of cool pool colored Easter basket, the bunnies, all the pretty greenery, and then of course the yellow flowers. And then we're going to foil one of the Glimmer of the Month sentiments, the Happy Easter, with some fuchsia foil, and then use a similar kind of cardstock from Tonic Studios for the Hip Hop Hooray sentiment. Hip Hop Hooray and the flower and leaves in the bunny's ear are from the card kit of the month, the exclusive dies that come in that. And then the basket, bunnies, greenery, and flowers are all from the large die of the month. The foiled sentiment and the foiled egg are from the Glimmer of the Month. So we're kind of incorporating all kinds of stuff in this card today. I layered the Cool Pool basket over a Lemongrass die cut basket. On the Cool Pool, I used the insert to make that kind of great basket weave design. And I like the little contrast of the basket, the contrasting color behind that, the solid basket. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. I'm tucking the smaller of the two bunnies inside the basket with his arm hanging over the edge. I love that about these bunnies. And then we're simply starting to add all of the little elements in the basket. So this basket's going to be full of greenery and flowers plus the small bunny. And I'm using a little liquid adhesive to adhere all of this to my card. We will be gluing this basket directly to the card base itself. I often like to use some foam adhesive to pop it up, but today I decided not to do that because I have so many other things going on, and I thought it would just give the greenery and things a little more stability to not have them popped up. You could do either way. It would definitely work. It's just kind of a personal preference thing. I love these soft, pretty spring pastel colors here. For these bigger bunny, I'm going to tuck a foiled egg under his arm. I actually had these big foiled eggs left over from my Glimmer of the Month projects, and I had used most of them in the two cards in that video, which I will link to at the end of this one. And while these are gorgeous and beautiful, they're a little too big for my scene here. So I actually took the smallest of the three egg dies from the Glimmer of the Month to trim or make it smaller so it would fit with this scene. I'm really kind of just using that up. I'm putting double-sided adhesive on the back of the bunnies' faces so that I can easily inlay the eyes and the nose. The cardstock colors I've used here are Fun Stampers Journey, Black Licorice, and Bubblegum. The greenery is all Limeade, Fusion, and Lemongrass. So here is that small egg die I'm just going to tape in place and run that through my die cutting machine. I love being able to use all these little parts and pieces and really get the most out of things that I maybe already had created for other projects and just didn't use. So I kind of hold on to all of those little things and use them throughout my card making when I'm kind of doing a whole bunch of theme cards like this. We're going to apply the pink inside of the ears to our bunnies. A pair of craft tweezers comes in super handy here. Allows you to easily hold on to things while you're applying glue and then put it right where you want it to go. Keeps your fingers out of the glue and keeps your project nice and clean. I found it easier to apply most everything to the basket first, and then once we get to the part where we're going to start adding flowers, I adhered the basket to the card to do all of the little finishing touches and details. Lots of die cutting. I did all of that die cutting off camera so that I had everything ready to go for the assembly on my card. Now this flower in the bunny's hair, as I mentioned a little bit ago, is actually from the card kit of the month. The exclusive dies included in that, and it has a couple little individual leaves and then the smaller teeny tiny flower, which I thought worked really nice for adorning the bunny's ear with a floral. In addition to the greenery inside the basket, we are applying a little bit down near the base of the basket. And I've done this a lot with any of my cards that feature this basket. I like adding something or tucking something down near the base, whether it be eggs or a bunny or these florals and greenery. Just kind of grounds and centers everything when building a scene. We've reached the point where we can go ahead and adhere this to our card base. I want to mention that the only die I believe I did not use from the large die of the month this time is the piece that makes the basket dimensional. So if you want to make little decor or Easter basket gift bags for people, you can easily do that with this die set as well. It really makes it versatile that it can be flat or three-dimensional. I put a couple of acrylic blocks on top of this to hold it flat while my glue was drying, and then I foiled Happy Easter from the March 2020 Glimmer of the Month on that pretty amethyst cardstock with the fuchsia foil. I am just really loving this fuchsia foil. I think it's super pretty. If you have followed me for a while, you maybe have heard me mention before, I am usually not drawn to purple. It's kind of a joke, or at least I always kind of make a joke of it, but for whatever reason, I have really been digging some nice soft lilac this spring season or early spring season, and I think it just makes a nice contrast to the rest of what's going on in this card. And I made sure to tie it into my card by using that pretty amethyst foiled egg, and then we're going to add our die cut greeting, which is from kind of a mirror type cardstock in a different shade of purple, but it just ties everything together so beautifully. So you can see that I have been attaching all of my little flowers. I love using the stylus tip on my two-in-one to round out the center of the flowers so that they have a little bit of a curved edge to the petals, and it makes it really easy then to pop them on your card, and they're not super flat that way, which I really, really like. Just gonna flip my card over and snip off the ears that are overhanging the card edge, I guess I should say. And once we have all of our little flowers there, it's time to do some embellishing. So I like to put glossy accents on the eyes and the nose. When that's dry, it gives them that glossy raised finish, which really draws your eye into their face. And then I want to add something to the flower centers. There are all the little circle pieces. They're the same color because I used all yellows here. I used Pineapple Smoothie and Banana Cream Fun Stampers Journey cardstock. So I didn't really want to do the same color. And to make it easy and not have to do a whole bunch more die cutting, this is where I like to use rhinestones, gemstones, or in this case, Nouveau Crystal Drops. So this is Key Lime Nouveau Crystal Drop, which is a translucent color. It's going to be a really nice light green. So when this dries, it's translucent and it's just perfect. I really, really like that. I did all of this and then I die cut my sentiment. so that it would start drying. And then I can go ahead and work on adding some liquid adhesive to these. I'm using tweezers again. These are pretty delicate little dies, and so I like the ability to carefully place them where I want them to go. And then I use the tweezers to even kind of pinch and hold them down in place while the liquid adhesive is drying. But look how pretty this cardstock complements the foiling in Happy Easter. I just really like the hip hop hooray and then Happy Easter. It all goes together so nice. I loved the ability to mix and match all of the elements. I think it's just a great way to create some super fun cards and really make them your own and extend the life of these supplies since they all work together so well. After everything has dried, this is what we're left with, a beautiful springtime basket full of Bunnies card that is just perfect for Easter. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this Easter themed die cut card featuring the Spellbinders large die of the month club kit called Basket Full of Bunnies. The supplies I used to create my card are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here are a couple more videos featuring Spellbinders club kits that you might be interested in. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so you never miss a new card making video. Thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you next time.